Hello everybody, this is Ghost Hunter 385. I'm back with more Diablo 4 for everybody. Alright, just give me a quick second here and let's get busy. Let's see. Let me check out my equipment real quick. Okay, got the bow, the cross. Okay, first things first, I need to go drop some stuff off. First things first. No level up so far, so let's keep going, shall we? Oh, there must be a necromancer here with their army. Okay. Let's load up the gems. Everything here I've got. Actually, that's better. That's only 10 plus armor. That doesn't help much. Can't use that here. That's better damage. Okay. It's basically the same thing, except just does the damage reduction from the gem, basically. Let's get rid of that. And that. That's actually better. Alright then. Okay. Let's take care of that for now. Let's go break apart those items. Salvage 1, salvage 2. Don't have enough silver, so yay. Alright, let's continue back on where I left off. We'll do the story mission here in Yeltsina. And then after the story mission, we'll go hit a few dungeons, everybody. Let's try and have some fun with this, shall we? Okay. See, better weapon. Well, slightly better weapon. Old sawmill. Interesting. You wouldn't think they'd be logging too much here. I really wouldn't think that much. be logging much here. I mean, it's kind of one of the places because they live. Considering the amount of them dead here, or they just been popped up magically out of nowhere. Whispering key. Okay. Orvane. Well, anyway, I mean, if anyone has anything they want me to chat about, please post it up in the comments, and I will gladly talk about it. I do this on the side more for fun than I do for work. So, you know, if it actually gets somewhere, it gets somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not overtly concerned about it, because over time, things will change. But anyway, everyone, you know, it's funny how men are so disregarded in our society. Now, I gotta see here some people saying, oh, are you making some sort of another red pill video? And the answer to that is no, I'm not. To say the truth, what I'm actually saying is, well, to put it simply, I have a job besides this. I mean, I'm not making any money from this, so there's really no way that I can even try to do this. I mean, I could try and invest more time, but that's it. But no, that's not what I'm talking about here. Hold on, we got something going on here. Interesting. Who's this?
I know what I saw. She had horns like a beast. Strode right past where you stand. To think my mother's trapped in there with her. You let my mother through, sir. Shouldn't you be responsible for her safety?
But we have soldiers stationed inside.
You should be worried about them too.
Let's let the cutscene play out.
Maybe you can help me. My mother and I studied the Horadrim.
Horadrim.
Big. But then she ran off.
Horadrim, eh?
It's not like her to abandon the hunt.
Okay, that's interesting. Someone who studies the Horadrim. That is actually interesting when you think about it.
Especially not for children. She did. The whole
Interesting.
woman is the demon Lilith.
No, that can't be. My mother taught me that
Oh,
name.
yes. The demonic mother of the world, along with her angelic husband who created the world and allowed mankind to come into existence in Diablo. She's back for whatever purpose.
Come on.
Yay.
Let's get this over with.
But anyway, back on topic here. You know, we got a new coworker at work who's been there for, I don't honestly know where she started in the first place, mind you. But you know, she seems like a nice person. I don't agree with some of her views, mind you, but you know, she seems like a nice person. And the best way to say this is that she basically walks around with a tank top and everything. And, you know, she's in my opinion, you know, the best way to phrase this is she's a walking trap. A walking S-word harassment trap. Now I can already sit here and hear some people saying, Ghost Hunter, women don't walk around to be harassed. Yeah, a lot don't. But if you're showing up in what could be considered a revealing outfit in a way. Now I gotta sit here. Some people saying that what outfit she's wearing and what kind of revealing outfit is she wearing, and the answer to that is it's not that the outfit is revealing. It's just she wears a white tank top, and she very obviously does not wear a bra at all. Oh, Ghost Hunter, you mean you're complaining that you get free eye candy, especially if she gets hot and sweaty, because where you work is a hard work environment? I'm not going to deny that as a man, I have sneaked a couple of peeks, sure, but here's my fundamental issue. It's a walking trap. Now, some people might sit there and say, what do you mean it's a walking trap? As one of my other co-workers who I really like and get along with says, basically, she's a walking case of she's just an S-word harassment case waiting to happen. Oh, Ghost Hunter, that's not what she wants. Okay, sure. She may not want it. Sure. But when it's kind of obvious that that her breasts are pierced, and you can see, and on those days, you can't really see through this white tank top, but it's really, really obvious that she's not wearing anything underneath it. Her breasts are pierced, blubbity, 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 blah, and it's like, for me, it's just from my perspective, this is a walking trap. And my other friend said, that she's a walking harassment case. Because there's no way that eventually some creep, like a real creep, now people will sit there and say, Ghost Hunter, you're being a creep. Actually, no. I'm actually saying this in protection of her. And now I could already hear somebody saying, "Oh, you're a white knight." Am I sitting here saying that if some real creep comes up behind and just starts groping her because she's not that decent for work, am I gonna stop him? Hell no. Now I gotta say here, some people, what? You wouldn't stop some guy from harassing a woman? What's wrong with you? One, I'm not gonna get in trouble to protect someone who's going out of their own way to bring this attention on themselves. She doesn't want the attention. Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, sure. Maybe there's a level of maybe because of the piercings that, it's a bit uncomfortable for her. Sure, I'll buy that. But, if that's the sole reason why, I'm pretty sure she can find a bra that'll work for her instead of just, running around like that. And, people sit there and just keep going on, oh, Ghost Hunter, you're complaining about nothing. You get a free show and everything. And it's like, it's not a free frickin' show. A free show is where if I can look, well, let me put this exactly. A free show is a show where I can watch what's going on and not have to worry about if I say something, do something that, I'm immediately going to get smacked and then I'm going to lose my job, basically. This is, from my perspective, this is full bore sexual harassment of men. Oops, not supposed to say that. Whoops. But from my perspective, this is S-word harassment of men. Now I gotta sit here saying, oh, men can't be S-word harassed. Okay, ask yourself this question. If someone does something that draws attention to them in an S-word way, quick question. If they're doing it just to get the attention, and you know, there are those who sit there and say, no, we don't, we do it because we like the way we look, we feel empowered. And it's like, huh. So you're telling me that you feel empowered just running around with things hanging out? It's like, okay, so does that mean if I were to walk around in a Speedo at work, at my job, and nothing but a Speedo and my mandated safety shoes to prove a point, you know, you've already lost the argument on any sort of moral or legal grounds, because, you know, it's called, okay, let me get this straight. She can run around like that. So does that mean if I showed up to work in a Speedo, I wouldn't get in any trouble? And, you know, I already know the answer to the question is, yes, I'm going to get in trouble because, oh my gosh, guess what? I'm not dumb. I know exactly how this works. Management doesn't want to say anything to her because it makes the male employees uncomfortable, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in trouble. I say anything, I'm going to get in trouble. It's just, you know, it's just one thing after a darn another, and it's like, and for me, it's just, you know, what is it gonna take for this woman to learn that, you know, what she's doing is not okay? Now I'm pretty sure I can already hear so many people saying, well, it's not like she's meaning to do it. It's like, let me get this straight. I'm supposed to believe that this person who got hired this year is not doing this for either her own amusement at bare minimum. At best, she's doing it because it's comfort for her. At best, her comfort, and that's it. At worst, she's doing this just for the attention at worst. And it's like, are you kidding me? If a guy, you know, it's just, you know, I wait for the day when a real creep shows up. When they eventually hire a real creep, I ain't gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit there and be like, okay, this person can learn this lesson all they want. I have no part of this. Because guess what? I already voiced my issues with this to management. Management blew me off. And then when eventually something did happen, because the common trope of reality is that when people do things, something will eventually happen.
You're in charge.
I'm not dying here.
But anyway, everyone, the point is that, when eventually some real creep comes in, I'm not going to do or say anything. Why? Because guess what? I already voiced my concerns that this was a bloody trap, and that, I'm not going to put my neck out, put my job on the line, because I have people who are important to me that need me to keep my job while I do other things. And it's just,
Traps without the hoist.
I'm not gonna stick my neck out
There she is.
for someone who's willing to do that, because all they're doing is eventually gonna make trouble. And it for me, it's not whatever, it's just a matter of when. And you know what, I'm not going to
That statue. It's her. The way I saw her.
Lilith.
We need to find my mother.
but it's just, for me, this is the principle of, come on, I don't want to be in where I think there's a hostile work environment. Now I can already hear all the women saying it's not a hostile work environment. I mean, are you even attracted to this woman? Blah 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 blah. And it's not a matter of attraction. This is a matter of, if I walked into work in nothing but a man thong and my work boots, these people, they would immediately say, I would immediately be dragged by supervisors, and it would be, no, you need to go home. You need to go home because what you're doing is escort harassment, and from there, I would open up with, oh really, what I'm doing is escort harassment? What about this person who's running around without a bra? Blah 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 blah. People sit there and say, oh, Ghost Hunter, you're still complaining about the same old thing. And it's like, yeah, I get it, I'm complaining, yes,
We need reinforcements.
but it's if she wasn't, if she made it less noticeable, I would also
Beyond the gate.
care. I probably wouldn't bring it up as much either. People will sit there and say, what do you mean, Ghost Hunter? What do you mean? She basically, like I said, this worker, this woman, walks around in in basically what amounts to a white tank top. A woman in a white tank top. Some might refer to it as a wife beater because the people who wear it, these are the guys who they commonly refer to that as. And you know,
The other woman,
from there,
Bernard. Where is she?
She begs for her life. Lilith spared her. Let her deep believe.
and you know, to me, this is just one giant darn trap, and it's called. Come on,
Lost.
if the situation. Hello.
Steeple did not. Told me this trinket would bring good fortune. To think I trusted her.
She bribed you with it, didn't she? You weren't supposed to let her through at all. But it's not too late. She can still be saved.
Not by me. Not anymore. Prava will know what to do.
You're leaving us? Abandoning her?
There's nothing left to abandon. She's good as dead. I'm sorry, kid.
He really just left us. It's up to us now. Lilith can't speak too far.
What is it?
How your mind races. Yes, I am Lilith, mother of sanctuary.
Daughter of hatred.
I have what you seek. You hunger for knowledge. You dragged your child all over sanctuary in pursuit of it.
No, I taught her how to survive.
Is that what you want to believe? Drop the act. You have questions. I have answers. I know the fabric of the cosmos.
Everything I've read has warned me against you.
You've read so much, yet know so little. Will you accept my offer?
I don't know. Will you let me try? I want to try.
Your mother is alive. She came this way with Lilith.
How can you be sure?
Sometimes I see visions of the past. I saw them.
What? How?
Lilith's petals. Her blood was fed to me once.
Sorry about that, everyone. Life, just because I'm streaming doesn't mean life ever stops. But basically, you know, when this person does get S-word harassed, you know, I'm just gonna shake my head and be like, and I'm gonna look at management, because it's gonna cause a drama storm, and I'm just gonna look at him and say, you know, both me and a couple of, of our fellow coworkers here said, you know, we don't really, you know, we kind of care that she goes around running like this. But, you know, it's called, you know, we voiced our concerns that, you know, this is not going to end well. I voiced the concern that this person is a walking trap. That, you know, what eventually is going to happen is that eventually someone who's a real creep is going to do something, and, you know, I'm just not going to have any sympathy. Now, again, I could already sit here, some people saying, oh, Ghost Hunter, you're really not going to do anything? Yeah, I ain't. I'm not the... Because why should I put myself on the line when it's called... I'm the one who sat there and said, you know, I view this as a trap. It makes me not. It makes me wonder if this is management's idea of saying, can we get someone fired for this? And, you know, I can already sit here and hear people saying, oh, no, that's not the case, blubbity, blubbity, blah. And it's like, shuy. Yeah, I believe yous. I really believes yous. That, you know, now I gotta say something, no job would willingly let someone do that. Well, I don't believe, you know, the problem is that if a company could be proven letting that happen, that's one major lawsuit by people who not necessarily feel, but who are, you know, basically being wrong in their own viewpoint, basically. And, you know, it's just... you know, for me, this is a trap. This is a trap to get people fired. People who they don't want, or they're trying to meet those dang quotas that you hear about in places like California. Now, those haven't been mandated in my state, mind you, but, you know, it's only a matter of time before it may happen. What am I looking at? Black Lake. That is a summoning. That's a summoning panel ritual right there. I wonder what fuels it. Blood, perhaps? Curious. Curious indeed. But, you know, for me, when something bad does happen and management's be like, oh, why didn't you guys do anything? And I'm going to be like, I complained. I viewed it as a trap. I told everybody who would listen, this is a trap waiting to happen. This is harassment waiting to happen. And everything. I sat there and said, you know, this is not going to end well. The door is sealed.
So curious. You are eager to know why you were spared.
Alright, I'm going to shut up and let this thing go for a minute.
Do you have faith in me?
I want to.
Good.
Sounds like they're searching for Lilith's son, Rathma. Together.
Mother, what are you thinking?
I'm pretty sure that what she's thinking about is that you have one of the primordial creators of your world and also one of the primordial founders of your world, and it's like, you know, why would you not want to speak to this individual or this being? Because she's a demon? Yeah, she is a demon, but let's also remember that she also was against the constant war between angels and demons, and she was so against that she literally walked away from her own kind and everything. You know, that's actually something that you probably should take into consideration. Consider. Let's see, combo points. Okay, additional effect. Unlimited energy for 4 seconds. Interesting. Okay, let's try that then. See how well that works. But, you know, as anyone who studies knowledge, you know, speaking with that individual would be a terrifying prospect. Not gonna lie, it would be terrifying to talk to somebody, to talk to that being like that. But, you know, there's also a certain level of, you know, this is one of the elder beings of our world, one of the founding creators of this world. You know, it's called, you know, I'm terrified, you know, this goes against everything I've ever been taught in my life, but it's, you know, it's just, you know, how often are you going to get a chance to actually speak to something like that? You know, in Dungeons and Dragons, it's like talking to a lich that still has some level of humanity left in it, and it's not completely out of the way that you could actually learn something from this lich. Granted, you know, that's very few and far between, mind you, in the realm of most Dungeons and Dragons games, but still, it's very akin. Why would you not want to learn from this elder being of creation? You know, kind of thing. Or maybe an archmage was turned into a vampire and, you know, it became a vampire. You know, maybe the mage went a little mad because it was turned into a vampire, because, you know, the thought of being what it is just doesn't, you know, make it happy, and blah-bitty blah-bitty blah. And, you know, it's just one of those situations where it's just, you know, stuff happens and you just gotta deal with it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you know, part of me wouldn't have questions. You know, this would be like, oh yeah, for one day out of existence, Jesus came to Earth, and it's like, I got questions. I want to know things. I want to know this. I want to know that. You know, it's very similar, except that the being in question isn't exactly a good entity. But it doesn't mean that the knowledge is that you couldn't learn something from it, basically. And people sit there saying you're selling your soul for knowledge. Last time I checked, Lilith in this game isn't asking you to sell her your soul or give her your soul. She's asking you for belief in her. And there's a very big difference between belief and command. Because if you take the soul, that is command. But if you're saying, follow me willingly, and I will share with you my secrets, you know, that's actually something a little different. Now, is it good? Now, in the realm of this game, is that actually a good thing? Well, that remains to be seen. But, you know, the point is that, you know, if I got a chance to speak to an elder being of creation, would I do it? Would I would or would I not? No, I'd do it. It's like, gee, do I want to talk to an angel? Sure, I'd talk to an angel and be like, you know, why this? Why that? Why this? You know, is this really true? Same concept. Just, you might want to be wary of this being, basically. But, you know, that's just my take on it. And I'm pretty sure if people would sit there, other people would sit there and say, you're crazy, right? You would listen to a demon like this. And it's, you know, it's just, you know, this isn't an ordinary demon. This is one of the primordial beings that founded the world you live on. And if you wanted to be technical, because of how the lore in Diablo works, she's technically every human on this planet, you know, at some point, the best way to say this is great grandmother, basically, in a way. You know, I get it. She's a demon, but you gotta just take some considerations in the moment. Another blood sigil. Alright, I'm gonna... Uh-oh. That was a bit lackluster. Not gonna lie. Alright, I'm going to let this go on.
She's scared right now. She must be.
Go or stay. It is time to choose.
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong. She'll be all right.
You've chosen well, my child. To reach Rathma, we will need to cross a lake at the bottom of these ruins. It requires a ritual. I will teach you.
As you wish, Mother.
Good. You're ready for lesson 1. Blood is the key.
What did you see this time? I don't need sparing. Tell me.
Lilith plans to teach your mother a ritual. One that needs blood. Your mother seemed receptive.
We have to reach them.
Not good. Not good at all. But, you know, back onto my work subject, I'm just waiting for this situation to go south. Because when people do things like this, it always does. Who's to say when? But, you know, life is funny. Life is really funny sometimes. No, I was simply saying, what do you mean? What do you mean life is fun? Just, you think life is going to be one way, and then, next thing you know, it's the next way. You think that, oh, this is going to drastically, what I'm doing is drastically going to improve my life, and then, the next thing you know, life has bent you over, and it's reaming you out, because guess what? Life is like that. You can go do one thing when you expect to win, and you expect this, and you expect that. Next thing you know, life's got you bent over on the road of life, whatever you want to call it, and it's just not all that kind to you. And, I don't have sympathy for people who let life railroad them. Now, I guess here probably see people saying, oh, Ghost Hunter, you're one of those really risk-adverse people. Well, I don't like risk without reward. If there's no reward with no risk, all it is just risk. And, it's called, why would I do something this dumb? It's like, oh, I'm gonna go play with this lighter and just see what happens. So, it's just, perception. And, people will sit there and say, oh, you're a nihilist. No, I am not a nihilist. I don't believe that everything is bad. It's just when situations present themselves and, there's a chance that a situation can go bad, the question you have to ask yourself, can a bad situation go good or can it go bad? And the answer is always it can go one way or the other. So it's just, roll the dice. Gamble with fate, if you will. Are you willing to sit there, roll the dice, and see what happens? If you are, I wish you luck, because it's not going... It might not be all that pleasant for you. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie at all to anybody about that. And if that's just who you are, you want to play that risk, well, don't come crying to me when bad stuff happens to you. Because I've warned people, you gotta be careful with what you do. Because, one day your life's going great, then the next day you make one stupid investment, you make one stupid choice. Next thing you know, you're fishing food out of a dumpster because you gotta eat. Seriously. And people will be like, oh, you expect people to fail and you're a jerk. And it's like, failure is a part of life. Yeah, there are people, and, it's very rare. Well, it's not rare. It kind of depends on the situation you're in. But if you're in the situation where you keep magically managing to fail upwards because you've got someone, watching your back who's like, oh, it's okay, don't worry, we'll cushion your fall, don't worry, we'll make sure nothing bad happens to you. If you've got that, good for you. I hope it pays off in the end, because you don't know what price you're going to be made to pay for that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk at all. I'm saying this as, you got to be careful. Because you honestly can't be sure when someone's going to want a favor in return for all the stuff they've been doing for you? Trust me. It's part of the reason why I will sit there and tell people, you have to be careful with the choices that you make, because eventually those choices are going to come bite you in the butt, and that might not be all that pleasant when it happens. And you know, I've said this before, I don't feel bad for people who put themselves in bad situations, because they did it to themselves. And if you do something to yourself, you can't sit there and blame others for your mistakes. It's just, what is the best way to say this? Well, no, for the person whom it may be, it's hubris. Straight up hubris. But for the person who isn't like that, it's not hubris. It's bad luck. It's this. It's that. You know, whatever kind of thing. And, you know, this isn't me wishing ill will on anybody. This is me saying, you know, you've got to really think about your actions. Because, you know, quick story here from me is that, you know, I never really lived my life where I was just risk adverse. I always kind of lived my life on the sentiment that life is cruel, and that when life's cruel, you know, you have to watch out for what can happen to you. If you don't watch out for what can happen to you, you know, you'll be blindsided. And it's just, you know, you've got to watch, is that, you know, there's not too many people in life who will truly watch your back. I mean, you know, supposedly in life, your parents are supposed to watch your back. You know, look at the people who you take an interest in, and they're just like, oh yes, you know, I like this person, but I don't think this person is good for you. If you can understand, if you catch my drift. You know, there was a reason why marriages were heavily arranged. It wasn't just for the family's sake. It was also for the sake of the two getting married, that, you know, they were compatible with each other. And you know it's like The Godfather, where Don Corleone's daughter gets married, and you know, her husband to be is, you know, he seems like a good Italian man. You know, it isn't too long in the movie where you know, Don's, well, not Don, what's his name? I'm trying to remember who. I hate it when I don't remember things. Oh well. Trying to remember the name of the main guy, and I forget his name because it's been so long since I've seen the movie. Well, movies, let's get that correct. But you know, sister gets married. You know, it isn't too long before, you know, she gets the phone call of woman asking for her husband, and, you know, we're not really given the full context of the conversation, but we know that all things given, you know, more than likely he's fooling around on his wife. I mean, he's fooling around with this woman with his wife. And of course, she starts crying, she starts screaming at him, and, you know, he's sick, he gets so angry at her yelling at him that what does he do? He promptly takes off his belt, and, you know, off screen it's obviously indicated that he starts hitting her with the belt. And, you know, the next scene is the oldest brother is they're in an alley as the eldest brother, is currently working him over in an alley city street. And it's called "You Married Into Our Family, You Married My Sister, and, you know, this is how you treat my sister." I don't think so, Scooter. And, you know I've brought this up in another video. You know, how does he get back at him for that? He calls the family's enemies and promptly gets a drive-by done on the eldest brother, ending his life. And, you know, it's just one of those moments where it's like, oh, yeah, that's not good. But it happened. And then, of course, you know, he eventually gets his just desserts when the fighting between the mafia families ends. And, you know, his sister gets really upset with him. He's like, "Why did you do it, Mike? Why did you do it?" And he tells her exactly why he did it. And that, you know, if given the chance, he'd do it again. Because this man married into our family and stabbed us into the back. You know, it's great that you love this man, but after what he did, I have no mercy for him. And, you know, I will sit here and say that, you know, my life has never been like that, so, you know, I wouldn't really know how to react to it. Bluntly honest there, but... So, you know, it's all just, you know... So it all just kind of boils down to, you know, stuff happens. You gotta deal with it. I mean, my life right now isn't a peach, and I'm doing my best to manage it. Granted, I'm not handling some things in the most healthy ways, but, you know, it's, you know, at some point, you know, there's a breaking point. How can you expect somebody to handle certain situations? You know, it's like all those Reddit stories with cheating. You know, is there... You know, you have to ask this question. Is there a correct way to handle this situation? And the genuine answer is, well, for some people, it depends on who you are and what you believe. For a lot of modern guys, you know, she does any type of cheating, emotional, physical, you know, it's like, okay, well, that's nice, you did that, it's nice that you're sorry, but we're done, goodbye, I never want to see you in my life again, because all you are is this terrible human being, because, you know, I wouldn't do this crap to you. And it's called fine. You can, you know, you want to ride the CC, have all your fun like that, go ahead. But I'm not going to be a part of that. And that's called, I'm not going to be part of it. I don't want to live my life like that, so have fun. Don't come crying to me when, you know, eventually, you know, it's, you know, oh, what is it? I'm trying to think of the right analogy here. I believe the best analogy here is the person who just parties their whole life, and it's like, woo, life's great, party never ends, party never ends, party never ends. But eventually what happens? The party ends, the hangover happens, and you're left dealing with the results. And a lot of people don't like the end results of their own choices. And that's why there are so many, you hear so many different people crying about the way their life's gone. And it's like, oh, really? Did, you know, here's the best way to phrase it. Did your husband sit there and tell you to cheat on him? You know, if the dude knows you're going to cheat and, you know, he goes out of his way to try and stop you in a way, yet you still do it, is it his fault you did that? No, it's not. It's actually your fault. And don't sit there and say, oh, he never stood up for our relationship. It's like, you know, it's the old analogy. How long can you kick a dog how long can you kick a dog before it just rolls over and dies? You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, you know, this is what a lot of people deal with, but, you know, it's just that situation where, oops, where is it? There's a, trying to think. There's something I wanted to check and see, but I don't see it. Is it the challenges? No. There are those regional rewards, and I'm trying to find it, but I don't. Oh, interesting. Greater favor. Okay. Jewelry, class support, but a lot of this isn't for my class. Wonderful. Okay, that was nice to get. Smoldering ashes. Okay. Need to do that in a minute. I don't have a clan. I guess I'll try and find that section again later. But, you know, when it, you know, in a previous video, you know, I sit here and talked about, you know, you have to live with your own choices and the way you've lived your life. Because, you know, when the party's over, here comes Mr. Hangover, and it's just like, oh, someone save me, someone hold my hand. You know, it's just, no one's going to be there to hold your hand for you. Now, some people sit there and say, you know, Ghost Hunter, that's a lie. You know, I have my parents or I have this person, and it's, you know, that's nice. But for some people out there, they don't have their families. Hell, some people only have to rely on their friends. And even then, their friends are so unreliable, they can't even do that. You know, I get it. I do. You know, I do get it. Don't get me wrong here. Sorry, I wasn't really losing my train of thought. I just had to try and not keep saying the same thing. It's a bad habit. Sometimes I keep saying the same thing when I shouldn't. But, you know, the point is I've already beat this point to death, and I'm not going to beat it to death much any longer. But don't cry about the choices you make in life. You choose to cheat on your husband? Well, when he leaves you, and, you know, people will sit there and say, why couldn't he forgive? And it's just like, why should he forgive you? Are you actually sorry for what you did? If you were actually sorry for what you did, you know, it's, why do this? Why do that? You know, if you're actually sorry for your actions, you know, it's the same analogy. You're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. Because you're sorry you got caught, you know, as soon as you're sorry that you got caught, now you're sorry because guess what? It's the consequences that are the problem. Because that's the thing. A lot of people really don't care when things are going well for them. They don't really care. But, you know, when things start going bad, oh my goodness, that's when I'm so sorry, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, cheating is just the example here. You know, this could be cheating on a spouse, cheating on a test. You know, it's just a general use here. Cheating, lying, stealing, defrauding. You know, there's not really much of a difference here. It's all the same bad thing that you're doing. And that's what you are doing. It ain't hard. I mean, people who live their lives by their emotions are probably some of the most worst off people that I can honestly think of. Ghost Hunter, you can't say that. People who live their lives like that are some of the nicest people they can be. Yeah, they can be nice people, but, you know, fundamental problem. If you live your life by how you feel, that impulsive, rash feeling, however you want to describe it, you know, ask yourself this very, very, very important question. If you live your life through just how you feel, that means your life is very chaotic, very unstable, because your feelings change. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Because your feelings can change by the day. And because your feelings can change by the day, you know, take that thought in your head for a moment. Feelings can change by the day for some people, if, you know, excluding how they feel, how their life is going. You know, you take that into consideration for a minute, and it's like, a life of impulse is terrible. Because I impulsively wanted to buy this car. I impulsively decided to go for this new relationship. I impulsively went to go love this other person when I already have someone who I already love who cares about me deeply. This impulsivity leads to ruin. Well, I need to correct myself here. It can lead to ruin, not will lead to ruin. But, you know, now some people sit there and say, okay, if that's true, then why are you saying this? Because, you know, it's called, it's just, think about it for a minute. Where all the people who live impulsively, they live vicariously. You know, ask yourself, this person lives vicariously. They live impulsively. You know, one day they want to do this. One day they want to do that. Or the next day they, I don't know, they sell all their worldly possessions and move to Asia to go be a monk. Does that life sound stable to you? Does that life sound like you're eventually going to have a great life? You know, it's just...
Not enough blood. Never enough blood. I will follow you to the ends of Sanctuary, Mother.
And it's just, you know, people who live impulsively, vicariously, all the stories you hear about these people, it's just never enough, if you will.
Mirel, you're just in time. Beyond this lake lies the necropolis of the firstborn.
I'm gonna let this play while I just
Magic and knowledge.
do my own thing for a minute.
I opened the way for Lilith, but I could not pass through with her. I lack divine element, you see.
Stop.
But I can find it. I'm so close. I simply need...
Mother, stop. Look at what Lilith has done to you. You're writing in your own blood.
My little magpie. She awakened me. She showed me things I can't even put into words. Once I've finished, you will understand.
I don't care what she showed you. Please, let's just get out of here.
Oh, I see. Yes, clever magpie. Trying to lead me away so you can take all this for yourself. This is my discovery, not yours. I will finish these runes with your blood.
Okay. Hell spot, eh? Wow. This thing's unbelievable. Ooh. Now this is a fun one. Crazed Yahoo, anyone? This is gonna be fun. But I'm gonna stop beating my point to the death here. I don't think there's much more I'm gonna get out of doing it. Come on. There we go, potion. So, you know, take my advice for what it may be worth, or don't at all. Because everybody chooses how they choose to interpret things. And when you try and warn people, they're just like, oh, you're just saying this to control me, or you're saying this to be a jerk, to be mean, you know, whatever. So, you know, it's, you know, just a matter of when someone chooses to blow up their own life, There's nothing you can do to stop them. You just let them do it, and they do. And by the time they realize, ooh, that's a hit lord. You know, when they do that to themselves, you know, the end result is not going to be pretty, and they have nobody else but themselves to blame for. Come on, move, damn it. Ooh, that was close. Ah! So, you know, it's just... So, you know, that's my 2 cents there. It's done. Not good. Oh, that's sad.
You want to kill me. I don't want to hate you.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm trying. I really am. We're going to make Lilith pay for what she's done. So we need blessed blood. Go back to your brother. Get that blessing. Beg if you need to. Whatever it takes. My mother started this damn ritual. I'm going to finish it. Meet me in the Mistral Woods.
Why there?
The Horadrim hid a vault there. Finding it is her life's work. So much for that.
That's
Maybe it
sad.
will help with the
I'm not gonna say.
Not. At least we can
You know,
bury
this is sad.
I'm sorry. Just leave me.
That is a really sad situation. Really, really, really sad. Ooh, hello. Okay, so I need the town portal here then. Okay, let's go. So, you know, it's just, what do you do? Do not, do not. But, oh well. So, you know, this is the reason why I sit there and say, for anyone who brings their own misery upon themselves, you know, don't feel bad for them. Now, some people will sit there and say, Ghost Hunter, that's a really, really wrong way to say that. And, you know, the truth is that it's not. Think about it for a minute. Someone chooses to live their life a certain way. you know, it's, don't feel bad for those who mess up their own lives. There's really no better way to say it than just someone who destroys their own life. They're not worthy of sympathy. Because guess what? They did it to themselves. Oh, I'm just going to do all these drugs and it's gonna be A-okay, partner. Huh? Did my brain just go? It's just like the wheels in my head just went, that were spinning, just went, basically just crashing, because it's like, huh? Really? But, you know, I'm done beating that particular horse dead. Do I really want to... What is this?
As I'm sure you know, even seemingly mundane objects sometimes contain great power.
Popping my fingers there. Not fun, but it works.
The process will break down the original object, leaving behind the pure aspect of its mystical power. You might think of it as ripping the soul from one body and transferring it to another. Not that I would ever dream of such a thing. Certainly not within earshot of the cathedral.
Codex of Power? Huh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Aspect. What is the aspect? Not really sure. Oh. It's a legendary item. Okay, interesting. Ooh. Okay, well, I'll do that later. I'll tinker with that system later. Speak with the Reverend Mother. Where's the shrine at? Oh. Okay, so let's go see the Reverend Mother, then I guess I'll go and do a couple of quests, and after the quests, let's go hit a dungeon or two.
To hear of this. She's away
For
at
valor.
Seek your blessing.
Great.
Everything is unfolding as Inarius foretold. Soon, he will be free to escape Sanctuary and return to the heavens where he belongs.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
One of our defenses against the Prime Eve, we've built the mighty towers at Corvalar to its...
Okay, let's go this way. There's a I'm assuming this is the shrine I need to give thanks for.
I appreciate that.
are capable. Meet me.
Really? I thought I already did this one.
Cold without you, they're not dead. A sure sign of demonic presence. Take my chalice and place it in front of the... Some of the clergy can be eager in ending of his stores. That won't happen here. Oh, praise be. Father Elias, as I should know, purified in the light, let the light fill the darkness.
This child is to me. Angels above, my son!
Let the light push out the darkness, hiding within this child. Father, force this demon out.
Here we go. Let's do it. Let's go.
Father, protect this child with your grace. I command you to free this body.
Uh-oh. Goodbye.
It is done.
Is it any good? Not really. Ow!
Speak to me outside. You did well. There are many more people in your...
Hold your ground event. Okay. Necromancers need a shield. Huh. Lightning resistance is better. You know, the armor is about the only thing that's better. Seriously? Why is it that everything I'm getting is not really what I need? Ooh, crit strikes. Let's go with more rapid fire. I'll do the twisting blades and finish that one next time.
I see. So our young brother failed in his pilgrimage. A shame.
But, you know,
No worse
life's
than
what you
animals
make of
have
it. Just
is it?
don't go throwing it away for frivolous things, frivolous pursuits.
Of the pyre,
But
our sinful
in the
bodies
end,
deserve no better.
humans will be humans and we will always make mistakes.
Yes, darkness is all
Oh
around us,
well.
threatening to
What
close
can
in
you
the
do?
moment.
Not
It is
really a
our
lot,
struggle
folks.
to keep it at
Not
bay,
really a
if
lot.
only just.
You can just do what you can. And that's about
Back
the only
when
thing
the
you
Knights
can do.
Penitent still patrolled these woods, they would construct great sanctified braziers.
I mean, if anyone wants me to talk about anything, Trump, Biden, favorite food, go ahead.
Push back the darkness, you could light it. Those were local hunters. They went with my brother Peretan to guide some merchants through the mountain pass, but were attacked by
Strange. I
bandits.
swear I already did all this quest. Maybe I did it on the other character. I don't know.
He is not very devout, but he wouldn't do something like that. I want to look for him, but the woods are dangerous. Could I perhaps hire you as a bodyguard? Yes. Thank you. Before we leave, We should ask around town. Maybe he came back on his own.
You are kind, but it's nothing that won't heal.
Yeah.
I was a
I've,
fool trying to get into the old
yeah,
Night's Watch
okay.
outpost.
Some of this stuff is I've done on a different character. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why does that seem like I've done this?
I believe my mother Soriana was stationed there. Where the church keeps everything
But
its weapons in the
my
light.
life feels like
There must
it's
be something
going
left behind at the
somewhere.
outpost by
Don't know
Night's
where,
Mountains.
but somewhere.
Don't worry.
And I plan on making the best of it while I can.
Why? To finally arrest him? He went out with those heathen merchants a while back. I haven't seen him since.
No. Periton does his very best to avoid me, I'm afraid. I should hope he's somewhere praying for his own
I can
salvation.
click on the pyre,
We gave up long ago.
or whatever this thing is. I can click on it. Ah. Yeah. Okay.
That troublemaker.
Is this a torture chamber?
But let me know if you find him.
Or the doctor's office? Judging, yeah.
So you have. I can smell it from here. I wish I could have seen the flames dance. The light shines through you, Wanderer.
Need something for it?
Alright, everybody. We're gonna. Oops. Sorry about that. Alright, everybody. We're gonna call things good here for today. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.